Hey, so I just want to give a recap of the 3 years after separation and how it's been and how it's going and my plans for the future. So, my name is Sean Chan, single dad of two. I'm just documenting my life and thoughts. And so today I just want to talk about, not in complete details, but a quick recap of each year. So, it's been 3 years now after separation. Let's just talk about each year. So, the first year after separation, obviously it started really tough because it was separation and obviously it's new to me. But my family has a history. Let's just say being a single parent, so it definitely runs in the family, unfortunately. But obviously, it was devastating to me and the kids that were separating. Right, it always sucks because it's a broken family, and obviously, no one wants a broken family. But it happened. So once I got my own place and we all separated, and I have two little girls, and we separated when they were 5 and 2. It was tough, and I just remember sitting in my new apartment, like super small apartment, probably like a studio size. I think it was like 500 to 600 feet, square feet, and it was very small. And I didn't even had a large bed for the kids, so they slept on a twin bed at the time, and I slept on the ground, and it was tough. Luckily, I had a job. I work remotely, so that helped tremendously. That's one thing, but I think that I definitely was scared or lost for just maybe a week or maybe a month. I don't remember how long, but I just knew that I had to make a game plan. I knew that I just had to change. I can't stay the same. I can't keep playing video games. I can't wallow or be despair or be depressed. Like, I cannot be that for my kids. I had to be the best version of myself as possible. So I made a game plan. And I think the first thing I started doing was I redid my journaling. Like, I started journaling again because I just had so much crap on my mind, all the negativity, all the things that happened in the past. What do I do with the future, the present? How do I take care of the kids? Like, I had so many things on my head that I just had to put down on a journal. So I started journaling daily on a app called Notion. And I think that also have helped tremendously where I just got everything out of my head, right? I could not keep everything in there because it was stressing me out. I was getting headaches. So as soon as I started journaling, it felt like a huge relief every time I journal everything out on paper or on my Notion app. And because of that, every single day, I just slowly started to note down the things that I'm going to be doing each day. And I also made a 5-year plan of what I wanted to accomplish. And the first year, I just kept it simple, is that I wanted to make sure I stabilize my job, I stabilize my income, and that the kids are stable in their school and in the environment. Because I moved to a new community, and the kids were going to school that was zoned to my area because my area had a much better school. It had actually the best top-rated school within Texas. So of course they had to go to the school that was zoned to me. And that's exactly what we did. They went to amazing schools, and they still go to those amazing schools, and they're doing great there. So that's why they go to those schools, because I live there, and the community was safe. It was not ghetto at all compared to my past places. And let me see what else. And so I just made a plan that, number one, I need to make more money. How do I make more money? I got to work on my career. And how do I do that? I went to my boss and I asked him, hey, what can I do to increase my career? What responsibilities, what skills, what do I need to do to make more money, right? And so he basically gave me a list of projects and a list of skills to learn. And that's what I did. I invested in courses, and I watched YouTube videos on how I could do better at marketing, because that was my main role. I was a demand gen marketing manager, and I was a product marketing manager. And so I just really honed in on those skills and just kept learning and learning and learning, and kept on taking new project. And within a year of separation, so the first year, I got a huge promotion. Man, it was crazy. Like, I was just crushing it at work, crushing it after separation. Like, people, or I would think most guys, they fall into despair and they just can't work no more. But I use that as fuel to really push myself and do good at my job. And that's exactly what happened. Within a year, I got a huge promotion, and they promoted me to product marketing manager, because beforehand I was demand gen. Excuse me. And it was awesome. Like, they gave me a huge boost of confidence. And then during that same year, what's crazy is, like, I took 2 late online business courses just to learn about business because I wanted to start my business again. I wanted to get into business. And I don't know how the hell I was able to go to those two business classes because my ex, she worked very late and she gets off like around 7:30 or 8. And maybe I can't remember if the classes started at those times, but maybe they did. I don't remember. But I was able to complete two business courses back to back during that first year. And that taught me about business. That taught me about business loans. I even had a picture with the mayor that I took. Uh, yeah, it was, that year was crazy. And then I also worked on my health. Man, I was doing everything that first year because, like I say, I wanted to make sure that I level up really fast. So I got promotion. I took business courses. I exercised a lot. So I bought a bench press and I bought dumbbells at home because I hated going to the gym. I hated taking the commute. And my car was breaking down a lot too because my car is like super old. It's a 2011 Camry. It had nearly 200,000 miles on it. So it was breaking constantly anyway. So that's what I did. I bought a bench press at home, dumbbells, and just started exercising at home. And sooner or later, what's crazy is I used to get so many headaches and so many stomach pains. It was insane. This was during before separation. I used to get so many headaches and stomach pains that it drove me crazy. And then afterwards, I started exercising. I started eating better. I started like looking at my proteins and the diet and the food, the type of food I'm eating. I got an air fryer, which made it super easy to cook. And sooner or later, I was getting healthier and healthier, and all those went away. No more stomach pains, no more headaches. Like the first year of separation is just mind blowing. I still remember it because it's incredible the amount of improvement, like how dramatically things just improved during that first year. And I was still mind boggled right as I'm talking about it right now. Right, it's still crazy how progress was made in that first year. So yeah, I basically increased every aspect of my life. And of course, me and my kids' relationship bonded even more because I spend a lot more time with them and I work remotely. So I'm always there whenever they need me. And yeah, so that I would say was the first year and it was a huge success, honestly. The second year was more business oriented, meaning that because I stabilized my health and I was just healthy and strong, and because the kids are in great school, so like nothing worried about school. Well, the one thing that was a challenge was my second kid. She had speech delay, so she had speech therapists, and we were actually worried that something might be wrong with her, or something might be bad, or it could be autism or stuff like that. We don't know, but we were just worried that she could not speak, and that was a very scary time. But that, I could talk more about that in the third year because that's where things start to improve a lot. But the second year of separation, it was very scary because we didn't know what was going on with her, right? Like we didn't know why she couldn't read, why she couldn't talk, and it was just a very scary time. Now back to the business is that I paid a mentor over $5,000 to teach me email marketing for my business, right? And then also took multiple courses, which also cost money, on content and how to create content as well. And those were actually worth it, right? Like it might sound like I'm wasting my money, but actually that mentor got me my first client. And that was once again, a huge boost of confidence on my skill that I could start a business. Now, unfortunately, I was not able to get my first client any money or I could not get him any customers. And I was doing email marketing for a business consultant and I could not, for whatever reason, get him any customers. And that did definitely mess up my confidence. And it really put me in a huge funk for like 2 months. And on top of that, I was getting burnt out with my work. I was getting burnt out with taking care of two little girls. Like everything was just accumulated at a bad time. And I couldn't focus on the business more. So I quit the business and I just focused on my career again. And yeah, and so like business wise, it did not go as planned, which was unfortunate, but I still kept on top of my health. I still kept the kids in school. And my kid, I think second year, I think she got into the gift and talented course. And we studied hard for that, like every single day for an hour right after dinner. We studied for her to pass the test to get into the gift and talented. And that was absolutely tough because she failed it the first time, but the second time she was able to finally pass it. So that was awesome. Yeah, so I think this second year, I can't remember too much about it, but it was more business. It was more making sure that my second-year-old was doing good and learning and reading. And man, I forgot to mention, like, daycare is super expensive. 'Cause remember, my I separated when my kid was 2 years old, so obviously she's not going to go to school, and so I put her in daycare. And daycare costs like over $17,000 per year, 17,000, which I pay for, right? And so all my money just went to that. Pretty much, it's more expensive than my rent, and so that was crazy. And when you file for taxes, you barely get any back from the daycare. Like, it's called child tax credit. You barely get any back, so that sucked. But I had to do it because no one else was watching the kid, so I put them in daycare. I put the second kid in daycare. Now let's jump to the third year, which pretty much I'm in right now. And third year, once again, crushing it. What's crazy is that I lost my job. I got laid off because the company I was working for beforehand got bought up by a new company. And then, like, I think within 6 months, then that company laid off a ton of people. I was like, oh, great. But what's so cool is, once again, my finance went straight up. And you could say it's luck, which I am very grateful. But what happened was, I had stocks at the first company, and because it was bought out, I was able to cash out that stock, which turned out to be a lot of money. And then, what happened? What else? And then, yeah, once I got the new job, they actually gave me a slightly bump in pay raise. But then, of course, after 6 months, they laid us off. And then, within a month of being laid off, I got a contract role that paid a lot more money. Okay? And this part is not luck, because when I got laid off, I immediately applied for unemployment. I immediately start asking everybody that I knew that I work with for LinkedIn recommendations. You could go look on my LinkedIn profile right now. I got a ton of LinkedIn recommendations. And then and it was through asking people about LinkedIn recommendations is where I got connected to this job, now working right now as a contractor. And this contractor, I negotiated for a very high price, and they gave it to me. So it's just crazy how I'm making a lot of money now. It's a contracting role, so I do definitely have to pay a lot of taxes when tax season comes up, which is gonna suck. But it was a great learning experience to negotiate to get a higher pay, and hopefully it will turn to salary soon, where I could get some more benefits. On top of that, my 2-year-old, as I mentioned before, we thought that something was wrong with her, but now she's talking like crazy. And I was the one that was able to figure this out. So basically, I bought a bunch of kindergarten books because she was going to kindergarten. And when we were practicing how to read, for whatever reason, she was not saying the last syllable of the word. Like, if it's cat, but she would not say the T. She would just say ka, ka. Or if it's dog, she want to say da, da. Like, for whatever reason, she would not say the last syllable. Once I caught notice of that, I was mad at myself because I did not realize that much sooner. But I better late than never. I finally realized that, and that was like during that same day. We practiced every single syllable. You gotta say every single syllable. I actually got a huge headache that day because, like, she would not get the last syllable, and so I was like, "Come on, you got that. You can do it." But then the next day, she immediately got it. She immediately started reading, and she immediately started reading the whole word, right? Each syllable. And I think whatever happened, I think that gave her a huge confidence in her reading skills. And now she knows how to read. Now she talks more, right? And now she's so goofy now. Like, I'm so proud of her, right? I'm so proud of my first kid because she's excelling in her gift and talented class and excelling in school in general. And I'm so proud of my second kid because she's reading a lot. She's talking a lot. Now, she's still shy among strangers, which, obviously that's understandable, but she knows how to read. And what's so cool is, like, I feel like I did that. I did do that, right? I helped my kid get into the gift and talented because I studied with her nonstop every single day after dinner. And then I helped my second kid learn how to read because I read with her nonstop with the kindergarten books, with the red books. And now both my kids are excelling. Like, that's an accomplishment, right? And that's something I will always remember. And so my kids are excelling now with the third year of separation. And now I'm making a lot more money because of the contract role, because of cashing out the stocks. And also that I have become much better at managing my money. I read a book called Simple Path to Wealth, and I just simplify my investments. I made it as simple as possible. So now my money is working for me and compounding over time. So for the most part, I'm just getting better at it. So yeah, just that's a quick recap of my 3 years of separation. I look forward to this year in 2026 and how it's going to play out. I am super confident it's going to go well. I'm optimistic. You know, the economy is bad and the inflation is going up, but I'm more focused on what I could control. I focus. That's what I've been focused on. And every time I focus on what I could control, life just dramatically improves. Dramatically, right? And I just want to encourage other people, especially if you're a single dad like me, that just you focus on your actions. You focus on making better decisions, making smarter choices, controlling your action or your reaction to people around you, especially your ex, right? Like the more I took control and took responsibility for my life, things just improve, right? So I hope this helped. Like and subscribe if you got a lot of value from this, and check out my next video on the end screen right here if you want to learn more about my life. Thank you.